Your 2 weeks annual leave that your company is giving you every year is a drug. Upon entering the workforce, one of the benefits that your company will give you will be a 2-week annual leave that you can use to take a break from work, whether it be to use for resting at home, for urgent family obligations, or to heal your sorrows from work with a trip to the land of the rising sun. On paper, it sounds nice and all. I mean, who doesn't love to take a break from their corporate job? Can't wake up? Take leave. Incoming workload? Take leave. Want to enjoy a short getaway to Indonesia? Take leave. But here's the thing, your 2 weeks annual leave holiday is actually a drug. Just like how people turn to drugs to escape from reality, your annual leave is doing the same thing. I recall a conversation that I had with one of my work colleagues over lunch. He was sharing about how excited he is for his trip to Japan, which is about 8 months away from that conversation. He poured countless of hours into its planning, and his itinerary was as detailed as he could get. Fast forward 9 months later after his trip, we were back on the same table having our lunch. I mentioned to him how funny it is that all of us are just looking forward to that 2 weeks break every year. 14 days out of the 365 days. To only live for those 2 weeks, is it the right way to live? I suppose his answer was what most people would say, that it is what it is, that it's not like anyone had a choice. And that kind of got me pondering, is that really true? Sure, all of us need to pay bills and earn our salary, but why is it that we all have the mentality that working cannot be enjoyed, and we are only entitled to actually enjoy life for that 2 weeks? Imagine working mindlessly like a robot, doing it for the sake of doing it, and only actually living and enjoying the moment when we take our annual leave. And here's another thing to think about. These are all under the assumptions that your company allows you to take 2 weeks of leave in a row to go for your holiday. I've heard of many stories of supervisors controlling the employees' leave and not allowing them to go off for too long. In such cases, when are you actually living? Is there a way to enjoy your lives more than just those 2 weeks? The answer is obvious to all of us, and deep inside of us, we knew that the answer is yes. We can live for more than just those 2 weeks, but we decided to turn a blind eye to it because it's easier to go along with the flow and do what everyone's doing. I'm not going to propose your typical life tips such as creating a business, be an entrepreneur, be free from the matrix, but it's something as simple as finding that thing that makes you feel alive. The typical office worker life consists of waking up in the morning, going to work, going home to watch Netflix or play computer games, and the whole cycle repeats. The weekends are usually just an extended form of what they would do after work every day. Usually, these things doesn't make them feel alive. They are just ways to kill time. They don't necessarily feel alive doing it. They enjoy it, sure, but I'm sure all of us know how it feels to be truly alive. Maybe you have a passion for swimming, 3D printing, or drawing. When you indulge in such activities, you felt like this is what life feels. Or maybe you are on an overseas trip, conquered Mount Kinabalu, and as you looked out at the horizon, you felt touched and glad that you are alive to see and experience that. That's what it feels like to feel alive. So why is it that we only allow ourselves to feel that way for only those 2 weeks out of the 365 days every year? Why are we okay to live this way? We can blame society and all for all we want, that we weren't given the opportunity to be born rich and live on the top of Mount Kinabalu, but we are all given this one thing when we are born on this earth, the power to make a choice. Everything that we have experienced up till this point in life are all due to the choices that we have made. No one else made that choice for you, even though your mom forced you to take up that course on engineering, even though you wanted to take up art. The reality is, that choice was still made by you. There are consequences to every choice, be it good or bad. But that's the truth. You made that choice. That brings me back to the story. Those 2 weeks of annual leave are not the only ways you can enjoy life. The fact that you are not enjoying your work is a choice that was made by you. You made the choice to stay and not venture out to find out what interests you. You may feel comfortable in your current position, but couldn't you also have asked yourself, how else you can make life much more meaningful? Is it truly enough to just settle for that? I believe that all of us deserves happiness. Some of us started life in the middle of the race, some at the starting line, and some way behind it. Some are more blessed than the others, but it doesn't change the fact that we can still do something to change our situation. Don't just live for those 2 weeks. Try and find ways to live life more than that. Look for a change in career, indulge in a new hobby, work on that something that you have given up because life got in the way. Who knows, maybe someday down the road, it could become something, and it can one day become your career. Life has already started regardless on whether you take the annual leave or not. Make it count.